Reese kept it together and found her way to 2 more points.
We had already been through some adversity throughout the year, missed games, different lineups, so many different things has happened to our team. And we were just built for this moment. And we trusted God and we played together and we're some dogs.
Angel Reese, the rising star of women's basketball, just got hit with a wall of boos from Chicago fans. What could have caused such a harsh reaction from the home crowd? The answer might shock you. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You've seen players get booed before, but this is different. Angel Reese isn't just any player, and these aren't just any boos. What could make Chicago fans turn on their own rising star so quickly?
And looks on the other end. Angel Reese turns and looks. You guys don't look away.
Death threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
Let's break it down. Reese's stat line for the game: 7 points and 14 rebounds. Now, those 14 boards might look good on paper, but when you're a star player like Reese, fans expect more. They want buckets, and Reese just wasn't delivering. But here's the thing, this isn't just about one bad game. Fans have been watching Reese struggle for weeks now. Her shooting percentage has been hovering around 30%, way below what you'd expect from a player of her caliber. It's like watching a Ferrari stuck in first gear. Frustrating for everyone involved. So why are the fans so upset? It's not just the missed shots. There's a growing sentiment that Reese might be losing focus. Some fans are pointing fingers at her off-court activities. They're asking, is her modeling career taking up too much time? Is her podcast distracting her from practice? One fan's tweet sums it up. Angel keeps posting up and shooting 30% from the floor. It's getting ugly. Ouch! That's the kind of criticism that can really get under a player's skin.
And Reese breaking up that pass. Kennedy Carter feeds Angel Reese. Can't finish.
She heads to the free throw line. It hits every part of the rim. It goes down.
You're living well when it goes in that way.
The basket.
But let's be real for a second. Is it fair to blame Reese's struggles on her off-court pursuits? Or are fans just looking for an easy target? It's a tough question, and one that's dividing Chicago's basketball community. Some argue that Reese's brand deals and media appearances are part of being a modern athlete. They say it's unfair to expect her to focus solely on basketball 24/7. Others counter that when you're paid to play, your on-court performance should come first. The debate is heating up, and it's not just fans weighing in. Analysts are starting to wonder if Reese's slump is more than just a temporary blip. Some are even questioning whether she can bounce back from this rough patch. But here's where it gets really interesting. This fan backlash, it could be a turning point for Reese and the Sky. Sometimes it takes a wake-up call like this to spark a change. The question is,
here's Cardoso, denied by Reese.
On the court, I'm very competitive. I'm super competitive when it comes between the lines. I work really hard, but when off the court, we can have a good time.
how will Reese respond? Will she use the boos as fuel, channeling that frustration into better performances? Or will the pressure get to her, causing her game to slip even further? The answer could make or break the Sky's season. And let's not forget about the team's playoff hopes. Every game counts in the WNBA, and with Reese struggling, the Sky's postseason dreams are starting to look shaky. They need their star player firing on all cylinders, and fast. You've heard about Reese's struggles, but there's another story unfolding on the court. Camila Cardoso is putting up numbers that don't add up. How can a player with 11 rebounds and 6 assists be taking fewer shots than her struggling teammate? The Sky's playoff hopes might hinge on solving this puzzle. Let's talk about Camila Cardoso for a second. While everyone's been focused on Reese's shooting woes, Cardoso's been quietly dominating the game in her own way. We're talking 11 rebounds and 6 assists in a single game. That's the kind of stat line that makes coaches drool and opponents sweat.
And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. Obviously,
no better place, no better time than now. I mean, so many people are watching, so I'm excited for what's upcoming.
But here's where things get weird. Despite these impressive numbers, Cardoso's not taking many shots. In fact, she's taking way fewer than Reese. It's like having a Ferrari and only using it to drive to the corner store. You can't help but wonder, what's going on here? Fans are starting to notice, and they're not happy. One frustrated supporter summed it up perfectly. Camila needs to shoot at least 15 times Coach Spoon what the F is he doing. It's hard to argue with that logic. When you've got a player performing at this level, why wouldn't you want her taking more shots? Think about it. Cardoso's outscoring Reese while attempting far fewer shots. That's efficiency on a whole other level. It's like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. But if she's this good with limited opportunities, imagine what she could do if the sky really unleashed her.
Tucker's doing shot blocking kind of things. Camila Cardoso gets it.
Keep being who you are. Keep waking up every day. Keep being motivated. Staying who you are. Staying 10 toes. Don't back down.
Some fans are comparing it to having a water cannon instead of a fire extinguisher in the event of a home fire. That's a pretty vivid way of saying the Sky aren't using their resources wisely. And when your team's struggling like Chicago is right now, can you really afford to leave any weapon in your arsenal unused? But let's dig a little deeper. Why isn't Cardoso more involved in the offense? Is it a coaching decision, a team strategy, or is there something we're not seeing? These are the questions that are keeping Sky fans up at night. Maybe it's about team chemistry. Perhaps the coaching staff is worried about shaking things up too much. But when your star player is struggling and you've got another player showing this much potential, sometimes you've got to take risks. Here's the thing, Cardoso's ability to contribute significantly without being heavily involved in the offense is both impressive and concerning. It's impressive because it shows just how talented she is, but it's concerning because it suggests the Sky might not be maximizing their potential. Think about it this way, if Cardoso can put up these numbers with limited touches, what could she do if she was a focal point of the offense?
Good D by JC.
A little head fake. Reese, flick of the wrist. Air ball again, no. But Reese gets swallowed up by Cardoso, gives a little stare afterwards, and her teammates like the fire.
We could be looking at a game changer here, folks. The kind of player who could turn the Sky's season around. But it's not just about Cardoso taking more shots. It's about the Sky adapting their strategy to make the most of their talent. Right now, it feels like they're playing with one hand tied behind their back. And in a league as competitive as the WNBA, that's a recipe for disaster. The Sky's problems run deeper than just one player slump. What if their playoff dreams is already circling the drain? The team's recent record tells a shocking story that has fans questioning everything. Let's talk numbers for a second. The Chicago Sky have gone 3-7 in their last 10 games. That's not just a rough patch, it's a nosedive. And it's got everyone wondering, what's really going on with this team? Sure, we've talked about Angel Reese's struggles and Camila Cardoso's untapped potential, but there's more to this story, much more. And it starts with the coaching. Coach Teresa Weatherspoon is under fire, and fans aren't holding back. One frustrated supporter didn't mince words. Teresa Weatherspoon is an incompetent coach. She cares more about Angel getting double-doubles than winning. Ouch! But is there truth to this accusation? Critics say Weatherspoon's fixation on individual stats is hurting the team. It's like she's playing fantasy basketball while the rest of the league is focused on winning games. And in a league as competitive as the WNBA, that's a recipe for disaster. But wait, there's even more drama unfolding behind the scenes. Marina Mayberry, one of the Sky's key players, has requested a trade. Why?
5, 4, yeah, we sit on that. We sit. 3. Good job, good D.
Ever All-Star game come on an offensive board, leads the WNBA in that category. Well done, rookie.
She's citing philosophical differences with the team. You don't need to be a basketball expert to know that's code for things are falling apart in the locker room. This trade request isn't just about one player wanting out. It's a symptom of a larger problem. It suggests there's a disconnect between the players and the coaching staff. And when your team's struggling on the court and fighting off the court, you've got a perfect storm brewing. So what's next for the Sky? They're facing some tough decisions. First up, they need to take a hard look at their offensive strategy. Fans are demanding a change, especially in how they use players like Camila Cardoso. It's clear that the current approach isn't working. Then there's the issue of playing time. Who gets minutes on the court? How do you balance developing young talent with winning games now? These are the questions keeping Coach Weatherspoon up at night, or at least they should be. But the biggest decision might be about the team's overall philosophy. Do they prioritize individual stats or team success? Because right now, it looks like they're trying to do both and failing at both. Clock is ticking. With each passing game, the Sky's playoff hopes grow dimmer. They need to make changes, and they need to make them fast. But here's the million-dollar question. Do they have what it takes to turn things around? Some fans are optimistic. They believe that with the right adjustments, the Sky can still soar. Others are ready to write off this season as a lost cause. But one thing's for sure, the next few weeks will define the Sky's season, and maybe their future.